Hello everyone, my name is Omar Maiman. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. The topic for today's video is designing and implementing a hub and spoke network topology in my SD-WAN scenario. So before we start doing that, let me give you an overview of what this lab is and how the connectivity has been done. So I have my site 100, which is acting as my headquarters or my main office. I have two V edges in my headquarters, that is H1 and H2. I have three branch locations at site 201, 202 and 203, each having one V edge. So B1, B2 and B3, they belong to my branch offices. I have site 255 where all my controllers are hosted. So I have the vManage, I have the vSmart and I have the vBond. Now in this particular lab, I have simulated two transport mechanisms. So I have the public internet and I have the MPLS transport. All these edges have two T-locks. So T-lock, as we have discussed earlier in one of my videos for T-lock extension. So T-lock is a combination of system IP plus the color and the encapsulation. Right. So we have the system IPs written over here in this corner: HQ1, HQ2, BR1, BR2, and BR3. The color, it could be a public internet or it could be my MPLS. So depending on how they are connected, so that could be my color, and the encapsulation in all these cases is IPsec. So that said, now what do we have over here as from the connectivity point of view? By default, in your SD-WAN network, you have a full mesh scenario. That means if I talk about this particular VH B1, it has tunnels established with B2, it has tunnels established with B3, it has tunnels established with H1, and it has tunnels established with H2 or both the transport. Because if you see over here, VHB1 has dual transport. It has a public internet connection and it has a MPLS connection as well. So VHB1 is having a total of 8 tunnels, 2 with the main office, that is the H1 and H2, 1 with B2 and 1 with B3. Now to go and verify that, let's go to the vManage, and in the vManage, sorry, okay. So let's go to vManage, and in vManage, let's go and verify those tunnels. So I'll go to monitor, I'll go to network, and I'll pick up a branch router. In my branch router, let's go and check the tunnels. So when you're checking the tunnels, you see the branch 1 router, the one which we have picked up right now, is having tunnels with main 1, main 2, branch 2, and branch 3. So this is the public internet transport, and it's having tunnels with main 1, branch 2, branch 3, and main 2 over MPLS as well. So a total of 8 tunnels exist. Now obviously when this branch is having a full mesh scenario, so if I want to check connectivity from, let's say, this particular network 172.17.201.0 to, let's say, 172.17.202.0, obviously in a full mesh scenario the connectivity would be direct, right? That's what you mean by a full mesh. Everyone is connected to everyone. But what do we have to do today? We have to create a hub and spoke scenario. So let me clear this. Let me take you to the whiteboard, and the whiteboard, let's plan our design. So we have our main office. So let's say we have H1 over here, we have H2 over here. This is my main office, right? And I have B1, I have B2, and I have B3. So these are my branch offices. So what I want to do over here is I want to make this location as my hub location, and all these locations will be acting as my spoke locations. So let's say spoke, spoke, and here also we have a spoke. So this will be spoke 1, this will be spoke 2, and this will be spoke 3. Now when you talk about a hub and spoke scenario, how does our traffic flow? So if branch 1 now wants to communicate to a network which is behind branch 2, the communication would be something like this. and it won't be the direct communication which we are having right now, because this is the case of a full mesh scenario which we don't want to have. The only communication we want to have is if any of the spokes want to talk to each other, the communication will be via the hub. So this is what we have to implement in today's video. So let's go back to the vManage. Okay, so this is the topology. Here we have the vManage, and now let's start doing that. Now to do that, we have to use centralized control policies which will be implemented on the vSmart. Okay, so let's go to policies. Let's talk about centralized policies. So let's go and create a policy there. So add policy. The first thing we do in a centralized policy is we create some groups of interest. So obviously I have to design a hub and spoke scenario, so I have to choose who is going to be at my hub location. So obviously H1 and H2 will be at my hub location. So when you talk about hub, it is H1 and H2, and when I talk about the spokes, so that my spoke sites will be not this, it will be B1, B2 and B3. Okay, so let's go back and do that. I'll go to groups of interest. I'll create a site list. I've already done that. So I have a site hub, which is site 100, and site spokes, which is 201, 202, and 203. So let me write it over here. Right. So we have site 100. This is 201, 202, and 203. Okay. The first thing what we had to do was to create some site list. And now, apart from that, what we are going to do is, once we design the hub and spoke topology, we will create a priority such that MPLS transport should be preferred over the public internet. So whatever TLOCs, now this H1 has two TLOCs. One TLOC is via the public internet and one TLOC is the MPLS TLOC. Okay. So what I want is I want to prefer MPLS over my public internet. So let's say I'll assign a preference value of 200 to my MPLS and I'll assign a preference value of 100 to my public internet. Similarly, H2 also has two TLOCs. One is via the public internet and one is via the MPLS transport. So I'll assign a priority value, a preference value of 200 over here, 100 over here, again 100 for this public internet and 200 for this particular MPLS TLOC. So let's go and do that. That's already been done over here. So we have to go down to TLOC, and if you see, I have created TLOC for the main office, wherein if I just expand this and show you, so 192.168.100.1 MPLS preference 200, public internet preference 100. Similarly, I have done it for 100.2, MPLS is 200 and 100.2 public internet is 100. So once that is done, and the last thing, the VPN, on for which VPN we are doing it, we are doing it for VPN 10, which is my service VPN. Okay, so once these groups of interest are created, I'll click on next. So it's a very simple UI policy builder. I'll just do a topology addition. So I'll add a hub and spoke topology. Now here I have to give it a name. So let's say this will be my hub and spoke topo. Okay, I'll copy and paste it in the description. VPN list. You remember we had created a VPN list over here. So VPN 10 and add hub sites. Very simple thing. So let's say what is my hub site? This is my site hub, which I have already created. I'll add that, and the spoke sites. I'll choose my spokes over there. That is 201, 202, and 203. So spoke. Okay, why is it getting selected? Okay, done. And manage custom preferences and prefix list. I'll just go and say advertise hub TLOCs. And what are the TLOC? This is the list which I have created, the TLOC main office. Okay, so that done, I'll save the changes. I'll save the hub and spoke topology as well. Okay, now I'll click on next. So that is done. I don't have to do anything over here. I'll click on next. Apply policy to sites and VPNs. I'll just give it a policy name. This is my policy hub and spoke. Okay, I'll copy and give the same description. Okay, so service VPN 10 hub and spoke topology, and I'll save this policy. Now before I apply this policy, I'll just do a verification as to how my traffic is flowing. So I have a hub and spoke topology, a hub and spoke policy, but the activation status here is showing me as false. So what I'll do is before applying, I'll just go to network. I'll pick up a branch router and I'll simulate a traffic flow. So let's go to troubleshooting, simulate a flow. I'll choose VPN 10 and I'll choose a network and I'll just try to ping, let's say, branch 2. And over here, I will see that it is doing equal cost multipath. It is using both the transport, MPLS and public internet. And you see the TLOC. The TLOC is 192.168.202.1. Now, who is 202.1? 202.1 is my branch 2. So, branch 2 is straight away advertising those networks to branch 1. And that is how my traffic is flowing in the default mesh topology. Now, what I'll do is I'll go to policies and I will activate this policy on my vSmart. Just move it to the side. Okay, click and activate. So a centralized control policy is always activated on the vSmart. So my vSmart is 1.0.0.12 and I'll click on activate. Once this gets pushed, we will do the same check. So it's in progress. It will take some time. Just give it a moment. Okay, here we have successfully pushed the vSmart, push the policy on the vSmart. Now again, let's go to network. Let's pick up branch 1. Let's verify the tunnels first. Now you will see that there are only two tunnels. One is with the main one is with the main 2. These tunnels are down. You don't see any up arrow sign over there. There is no notification that these tunnels are up. Similarly, you have over the MPLS transport, you again have tunnels only with the main 1 router and the main 2 router. Going to the troubleshooting section, let's simulate a flow again, the same flow which we had done. We'll choose an interface 201.201 and we will try to ping 202.202 and simulate again. Now what do I see? I see MPLS being used as my transport. The reason being I have given a priority of 200 to my MPLS and 100 to my internet. And you see the TLOCs. The TLOC is 192.168.100.1 and 100.2, which is from my main sites. So here now the communication is not happening directly from branch to branch, but it is happening via the hub. So that's it. We have successfully implemented and designed a hub and spoke topology for our SD-WAN network. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to our channel for more videos on networking